G'day everyone. Thought I'd just share with you some work I've just completed. Well, some painting I've just completed. What you can see in front of you are British Dragoon Guards for the Zulu War, 1879. And they are all metal miniatures. The guy on the end, he's the odd one out in that this is, well, it's from the Zulu War as well, but it is a Natal police carabinier. Now these figures are War Games Foundry, and they're all metal. And I know for sure this one is a perisculpt, but the others were one of their other sculptors. In fact, these guys are now they're in that sort of subdivision of whatever they are of War Games Foundry called casting room miniatures. That's where you find them now, casting room miniatures. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they all used to be under the Foundry banner. But I don't know how it all works, but yeah, they've sort of subdivided some of those things. But this guy can still be found in the Zulu War stuff of the War Games Foundry site. So he's actually a little bit, which kind of makes sense, as these were big men on big horses. But yeah, you can see he's a little bit smaller, the policeman. But yeah, so see if I can bring some of them up. See if we can get some close-ups perhaps. So mostly darker horses, which is probably what they would have had. Apart from, I've got a grey there for the trumpeter. There's a steel grey back there. Let's see if we can get those in focus. Come on, guys. Yeah, pull back a bit. Turn the light slightly. There we are. Not too bad. Okay, so yeah, I had these in my drawer. They were part of a gift that was amazing gift that was sent to me. Dad's been following my channel for a while, may remember it. From a year or two ago, James Brewerton in the UK sent me this wonderful box full of colonial miniatures, 28mm colonial miniatures. And back then I lived at another house and I had a lot more space for storage and for games and things like that. But life has changed a lot since then. But we are, at least we are buying a little house that we live in now. But we have a lot of less space than we used to have. So 28mm is not something I can keep collecting. In fact, I've sold a lot of my 28mm stuff. I've still got some here, but I've sold a lot, and these were in the drawer, and I thought I'm going to paint these up and make them available for sale to some person in Australia or New Zealand, because that's pretty much these days, everything that's happened over the last few years, I just focus on Australia and New Zealand for postage, because things have got way more expensive for postage to overseas, and can take a very long time, and other issues that can arise. So yeah, I'll be making these available for sale. I'm selling that at a lot less than what I charge for my commissions rate, because it's from my own, they're figures from my own collection. Okay, let's turn them around a bit. I hope they're showing up all right on the camera. So yeah, I lavished as much care on these and attention as I would on anything that I would be painting for anyone else. The one thing about these figures is that they do have, the Foundry did make a standard bearer. Now, if I had had enough information at the outset or looked into it enough, I would have found out, which I now know, that by this time they really didn't take standards on campaign, guidons or standards, these heavy cavalry regiments. So as far as I know, they wouldn't have had one in the Zulu War. But we all know, as war gamers, we do like flags and things like that. And Foundry made one. I do have a pole to go with it. It's unpainted, but I don't have any flags, so that I could have put on there. So, but it's all ready to go. Or probably what I would have done if I'd been known for sure is I would have, before I painted it, because I'd hate to have to do it now. I have painted it. Is to probably convert this somehow into carrying a carbine or maybe a sword or something. I don't know how I'd go about that. I'd have to probably involve a bit of sculpting, because you'd have to cut off the basket hilt handle from here, and somehow introduce it to the hand and make a blade. And better off just giving him a standard, I think, and just and saying, yep, I want one just cause it looks cool. So here's your little command group. You've got your bugler or trumpeter, standard bearer, and officer with pistol. And so the rest of them, you've got a mixture of some with their swords out and some with their carbines out. Others of them have on their saddles, they have like a holster for the carbine, if you can see there, where they would drop the carbine down into that, which is cool. So yeah, they painted up really nicely. The horses are beautiful. The sculpts on the horses are really beautiful. I'm really impressed with how they turned out. Some of them, that's a really nice looking bit of horse sculpting there. Great fun. I mean, maybe a little bit of caricature, but and the dudes themselves are a little bit caricature, but they're great fun to paint. They're really lovely figures. So there you have them. And I'll just bring up the periscope. Here's the Natal police carabinier guy. There he is. So I'll put him on a steely grey as well. You can see there's quite a difference in these heavy cavalrymen with their bigger horses, and he's got a much smaller horse. So yeah, the reds I used for the jackets are a couple of different scale 75 reds. They turned out quite well, and I used some couple of colours from a navy triad from Reaper Paints for their trousers and their cuffs and collars and stuff. Yeah, so pretty chuffed with these. How they turned out, they look very smart. So yeah, you could either use them in the Zulu War or perhaps other conflicts, or generic colonial British cavalry. So yeah, that's them. So I'm going to zoom in a bit closer, get them to focus. Lower that down a bit. Yeah, the camera is upping the contrast a bit. I guess it's the lighting as well. There we are. So yeah, if you are interested and you live in Australia or New Zealand, yeah, you can contact me via my Jack Sarge Painting Facebook page if you're interested in knowing what they're going to go for. Or if you're friends with me on Facebook already, just drop me a message. or leave a comment below if you live in Australia or New Zealand. My work doesn't come cheap, put it that way, but these will be at half the price of my normal commission rate, as I said, because they've come from something that I had and was in my drawers sort of thing. And, you know, I've painted them and supplied the bases and flocking and all that sort of stuff. But, yeah, they were originally a gift, and be nice to pass them on to someone else at a reduced rate so that someone else can enjoy them in their Zulu War era army. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed seeing those. I haven't got any stills of these at the moment. I'll just put the video up as is. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and who knows what you'll see from me next. Stay tuned, and you never know. I know I have been contacted by a gentleman on the mainland about doing a Viking project, so he's waiting for his stuff to arrive from the UK. So we'll see how that goes, particularly with the current situation with a lot of postal strikes over there. So we'll see how that shapes up. All right, guys, all the best, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.